What's up, guys? Your boys, 22K13. Going to talk about 10 main roster WWE debuts that are imminent, and this comes from WhatCulture.com. The fourth horsewomen are coming. Eventually, maybe, hopefully. There's no question that WWE Corvette UFC superstar Ronda Rousey. She a legit badass, dominant champion, and a huge wrestling fan who gets the history of the craft and the dedication involved. The rest of the group, well, the WWE will take them, mostly because it's more than likely going to be a package deal. And no matter what Dana White says in public, Rousey will be back in the square circle if she wants to be. But what about the rest of the potential new arrival to WWE? NXT already have their own four horsewoman that could join Paige in her fight against the Bellas in current storyline. And what of the rest of the talent down in NXT? Wow, the ascension hasn't quite caught on. Both Neville and especially Kevin Owens are making their mark on the Big Show. The latter still pulling double duties on NXT. But it's clear that his future is on the main roster, with a big presence on Raw. Who might join him from the NXT roster? There are plenty of candidates in the talent-rich developmental program. So let's take a look at 10 talent currently appearing on NXT, whose main roster debut with the WWE is Imminent. Number 10, Sami Zayn. Technically, Sami Zayn already debuted on Raw, but his big moment in the Sun against John Cena saw him injured, and he currently out for several months as a result. When he comes back, he may need to shake off some ring rust in NXT, but after that, expect Zayn to be back up on Raw. Number 9, Hideo Itami, another NXT talent who is currently injured. Hideo Itami came into the WWE family with a lot of hype behind him. Japanese pro wrestlers are comparable to pro baseball players. When they come to America, it's always big news, and you often see the best of the best. With pro wrestling as big as it is in Japan, there are some strong candidates, and Kenta, now Itami, and NXT is right up there. While the injury may have set his debut back at 34 years old, the WWE won't wait long to bring him up to the main roster. He a master in the ring who has wrestled in all weights with some of the best. Number 8, the four horsewomen. The definition of amendment in this case would just have to be by next year's WrestleMania. Simply put, the WWE wants to be in the Ronda Rousey business. They covet the amount of mainstream press coverage Rousey gets. They know she's a big wrestling fan who wants to work with them. The problem is, she's a mixed martial artist under contract with the UFC. Still, Rousey is the biggest star in the company, save perhaps Conor McGregor at this point, and UFC President Dana White, regardless of what he says publicly, will let her moonlight a little if she really presses for it, which means her stable, the fourth horsewomen, Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Marina Shafir, and Jessica Menduke will likely turn up on WWE programming at some point, even if it's part-time, and next time you see them, they will get involved in some sort of match. In fact, Duke may be the WWE key to securing more appearances by Rousey, struggling in her MMA career. There's a chance they may sign her outright. Number 7, Yuha Nation. Yuha Nation is one of NXT's most recent signings, but he has the potential to make NXT a brief stop along the way to eventual superstardom. Nation made his pro debut in 2009 under the Yuha Nation name, working smaller shows and recently signing with Dragon Gate, making appearances with Dragon Gate USA and its parent company related promotion, Evolve Full Impact Pro. He had a tryout with the WWE in October 2014 and was offered a developmental contract. He reported to the Performance Center this past April and made his TV debut in a contract signing segment May 6th. seemed pretty green, right? However, he regarded highly by fellow wrestler Mark Henry, Single Out Nation, and Kevin Owens as guys who will make an impact on the business. He also hit in his prime at 27 years old, and if all goes well in NXT, he could move up to the main roster pretty quickly. Number 6. Alexa Bliss. Technically, Alexa Bliss had made her main roster debut as she was part of Triple H WrestleMania 30 entrance sequence. However, no one really counted that, as it was acting to being an extra in the background of a summer blockbuster. Bliss has been with NXT a couple of years now, currently working with NXT Tag Champ Blake and Murphy. However, she's not just a valet, and has pinned Alicia Fox, Sasha Banks, the current NXT Women's Champ, and while she's not the best of the talented female workers in NXT, she will be a solid addition to the Diva division on the main roster. Plus, whenever her program with Blake and Murphy ends, it just seems as if it's time. Number 5. Baron Corbin. A former offensive lineman for the Indianapolis Colts and Arizona Cardinals, Baron Corbin is an intimidating presence in NXT. He was squashing guys left and right both as a heel and face. And if you want an indicator as to Corbin's future, consider that he was one of the first NXT talents to have his merch featured in the WWE shop. He had feuded with the likes of Rhino and broke the undefeated streak of Bull Dempsey. At 30, Corbin is another case of a guy being right in his prime, and having spent nearly 2 years in NXT, the time seemed right to move him up to the main roster. The big question may wind up being his ability to work longer matches. To date, his longest has been against Rhino, at just over 7 minutes. Number 4. Finn Balor. He got the nook, the talent, and came into NXT on a huge wave of popularity. He arguably a guy who the WWE needed more than he needed them, as he was extremely successful and making good money outside of the world premier pro wrestling promotion. Finn Balor is without question one of the most unique talents in the company right now, and since he is in the WWE, they need to take advantage of that. The fact is his style of showmanship belongs on a show like Raw, which will give him the most exposure possible. It's exactly where he belongs. Number 3. Sasha Banks. As the NXT Women's Champion, Sasha Banks was one of 2 wrestlers to become the first to headline an NXT event, which was a little bit of history in the making. She also really good in the ring, more than capable of carrying a bout, more than capable of carrying a prominent bout on a pay-per-view card. That's all you really need to know. This isn't really a hard sell. She already hit the ceiling in NXT, having won the championship, and there's no point having her toil in the developmental promotion for long, as good as it is, which is exactly why she'll make the leap to the main roster full-time soon. Number 2. Charlotte. It's been talked about to death perhaps, but the WWE Diva division is sorely lacking. With AJ Lee gone, there's really just Paige carrying the division at the moment. The Bella Twins are recognizable, but not at the same level in the ring. There are a few other workers, but not enough to consistently put on top-notch matches. Plus, development is hampered by the fact that the Divas don't get much in the way of ring time, which makes this a vicious cycle. They don't get ring time because they haven't fully developed, and don't fully develop because they don't have ring time. NXT doesn't have that problem, and if there's a wrestler there on the woman's side who is ahead of Sasha Banks, it's Charlotte. Rumors of being elevated have picked up steam of late, and it's pretty clear that her debut is Imminent. Number 1. Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's signing by the WWE was met with bated breath by wrestling fans everywhere. On the one hand, Samoa Joe is legendary, popular among fellow wrestlers, and a huge star of all weights in TNA. On the other, well, outside talent haven't always fared well in the WWE, and it wasn't its odds that Joe, an industry vet, signed with NXT rather than jumping right to the Big Show. Then his shirt sold out almost instantly, plus he was still Samoan Joe, not Joe the Samoan, or any other play on his famous moniker. It seems that WWE is doing right by Joe, and if that continues, expect him to turn up on Raw sooner rather than later to pave the way for his WrestleMania moment. Well, that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.